Hello, and welcome to the Sound and Space course. I'm Richard, and I'll be doing the talking in these videos, but the course has been put together by myself and my colleague Dave Raybold. You can follow Dave on Twitter at The New Teed. We've been working with the Unreal Engine for quite a while now, and have written two books on Unreal Engine audio, the now notorious Game Audio tutorial and the more recent Game Audio implementation. We also write papers and book chapters on game audio and teach the Sound and Music for Interactive Games Masters course at Leeds Beckett University. We keep an up-to-date list of useful books and reading around the subject of video game audio at our website gameaudioimplementation.com. This course is all about sound and space. You'll need to be familiar with an audio editor in order to produce sound assets to bring in the game, and you should have some basic familiarity with the engine, so take a look at these other short courses. We're going to assume that you're familiar with everything that we covered in Course 1, Ambient and Procedural Sound Design. If you've not already done that course, then you should go and do it now. Throughout the course, we'll be building up the audio in a demonstration game project. You'll be able to download the final version, and we'll be including an empty version with no audio in it so that you can populate it with your own sounds and audio systems, trying out the techniques yourself as we go along. In this course, you'll be learning how to add reverb to your level using audio volumes, and how to control the wet-dry mix of reverb over distance for a realistic effect on your sounds. You'll be learning how to use the ambient zones function of audio volumes to carve out and define rooms or areas in your level, so that the audio is attenuated properly when it passes through walls, and to avoid sounds spilling out over to places where you don't want them. With both these techniques, reverb and audio occlusion, we'll also look at how they can be changed dynamically in response to changes in game geometry. The basic approaches to attenuation you learnt in Course 1 are not always appropriate for all sounds, so we'll be learning how to apply custom curves and filters to determine how sounds fall off or attenuate over distance. We'll also be looking at how you can spatialize stereo sounds in your level, and how you can collapse sounds down to be non-spatialized, which is particularly useful for large sound sources like waterfalls or huge machines. Having done courses 1 and maybe 2, you might be feeling that your soundscape is still a little static and lacks the kind of movement that we might expect in the natural world. We'll look at a few different techniques for how you can animate your sounds to move them through space. Finally, you'll learn how to control the relationship between the camera and the audio listener. This is particularly important if you're working with a third-person, 2D, or isometric game view. By the end of the course, you'll understand and will be able to use a lot of new techniques, and it will hopefully inspire some new ideas about how to take these and develop them further.